The story starts on Christmas, where we see a boy named Jack with his siblings. They find a room filled with presents, and Jack confidently tells everyone that he can find anything. But just then, their father steps in and stops him, explaining that these gifts belong to Santa and are meant to be delivered tonight. However, Jack doesn't believe in Santa at all. The story then jumps 30 years ahead. Jack has grown up and is now a skilled thief, or more accurately, a hacker. His current mission is to infiltrate the National Ocean Geology Administration and hack their servers. Jack creates a distraction by causing an electrical shock, grabs an ID from a woman working there, and sneaks in. Once inside, he installs a hacking device on the server cables and leaves. However, the purpose behind this hack remains a mystery for now. The scene then shifts to a mall, where we meet Santa, also known as Nick, and his helper, Kel. They're handing out Christmas gifts to kids. But here's the twist, this Santa is the real Santa, complete with real reindeer. Using a special portal, they travel to their headquarters at the North Pole, a secret place invisible to the outside world. There, we're introduced to a time watch, which shows exactly how long is left until Christmas: 1 day, 4 hours, and 32 minutes. Meanwhile, Jack receives a message on his system, notifying him that Santa's coordinates have been located. It seems the location was revealed when Santa opened the portal. Back at Santa's headquarters, we see Kel holding a letter. He expresses his desire to retire, explaining that he no longer enjoys the job. He's tired of adults criticizing and trolling Santa. But Santa reassures him, reminding him that their work is for the children, not the adults, and that they should focus on what truly matters. However, Kel makes it clear that this will be his last year before stepping away. Later that night, a group of intruders manages to find their way into Santa's invisible headquarters. They break in and capture Santa. Despite their best efforts, Kel and the others are unable to stop the kidnapping. The headquarters director immediately orders a search mission and insists that Santa must be found and brought back within 24 hours. At this point, their expert reveals that Santa's location was discovered by hacking the Intercontinental Service Line server in Noga. This hack was carried out by the Wolf, the world's best hacker, who turns out to be Jack. Jack is known for his unmatched ability to track anyone or anything in the world. Meanwhile, we learn that Jack has a son named Dolan. However, Dolan doesn't live with him but with his mother, who is a doctor. When Jack returns home, Joey's team arrives, arrests him, and takes him to Santa's headquarters. At the headquarters, Joey informs Jack that he has unknowingly made a grave mistake. The people who hired him have used his hack to kidnap Santa. Initially, Jack refuses to believe this story. Joey then explains that this headquarters is part of Mora, an organization hidden in the North Pole. Mora's mission is to preserve mythical beings like Bigfoot, Santa, reindeer, yetis, and other such creatures because they actually exist in the real world. Joey tells Jack that he now has no choice but to help them. Jack initially refuses, but they pressure him using Garcia. Under this pressure, Jack admits that he was hired via the dark web and doesn't know his employers personally. However, he had placed a tracker in their VPN, which can be used to trace their last known location. Jack reveals that the people he helped are currently in a place called Aruba. To ensure they can keep track of Jack, Joey implants a tracker in his body that allows them to monitor him anywhere in the world. Meanwhile, we see Santa being held captive by Grilla, a Christmas witch. Grilla believes the world is chaotic and broken. She claims she doesn't fear anything and wants to bring terror to the world to fix it. Grilla begins draining Santa's magical powers using a machine. On the other side, Joey's team visits a toy shop where they purchase various toys. Using a magical door, they transport themselves to a completely different location. Kel explains to Jack that this magical door is part of the North Pole transportation system. Kel then uses a gadget on his arm to fire a beam at a toy car, transforming it into a real car. However, he explains that the beam only works on toys with practical, functional designs, it doesn't work on every toy. In the car, Kel tells Jack that he is the commander of the EF, an organization responsible for Santa's protection. They work 364 days a year to ensure that millions of gifts are delivered without anyone finding out. Their goal is to make Christmas Day special and spread happiness around the world. Santa has complete information about everyone, when they are sleeping, when they are awake, and keeps a list that is larger than Aruba Island itself. This list is so extensive that an ordinary person would go crazy just trying to read it, but Santa reads it twice a year. From here, they arrive at the beaches of Aruba. Jack points out the person who bought the coordinates from him. Kel approaches this buyer, but the buyer's bodyguards intervene. Kel fights them all single-handedly and defeats them. They learn from the buyer Tag that he stole the coordinates for someone else but refuses to name them out of fear. When Tag starts writing the name in the sand, Jack guesses it aloud, and Grilla, the Christmas witch, finds out. Grilla then uses her powers to take control of Tag's body and confronts them directly. Kel quickly puts on a special pair of glasses to send live footage back to the headquarters. Grilla warns them that she plans to teach every person on Earth a harsh lesson. Kel demands that she return Santa, but instead, Grilla sends a team of snowmen to kill Kel and Jack. Joey, watching everything from the headquarters, immediately sends reinforcements. Meanwhile, Kel and Jack team up to fight the snowmen and manage to defeat them one by one. By the time Joey's team arrives, the threat has been neutralized. The team then analyzes the last footage of Grilla and tracks her location. Grilla is revealed to be a 900-year-old monstrous queen and a shapeshifter. She has 13 children who carry out her deadly commands. They uncover another clue pointing to Germany and suspect that Grilla might be working with Santa's adoptive brother to execute her plan. However, visiting Santa's brother is strictly forbidden due to an agreement between the two. Despite this, Kel insists that they have no other choice since there are only 17 hours left to save Santa. Using another portal, the team travels to Germany to the place where Santa's brother, Krampus, resides. Kel tells Jack about Santa and his brother's history. They used to work together, with Santa focused on giving gifts to good children. However, his brother started making lists that included adults alongside children. Santa didn't approve of this, and things got worse when his brother began punishing naughty kids. Disagreeing with his actions, Santa took the list away from him. Angry and hurt, his brother severed ties with Santa and eventually allied with a witch named Grilla, who shared his love for punishment. Together, they worked for 100 years, but their partnership ended in disaster. Before entering Krampus's lair, Kel warns Jack not to touch anything inside. However, Jack can't resist and steals some gold coins, triggering an alarm. Krampus's guards capture them both. Kel is furious at Jack, blaming his greed for selling Santa's coordinates to strangers and putting Santa's life in danger. Kel, who had spent 542 years protecting Santa, feels deeply betrayed, especially since this happened just a day before his planned retirement. They are brought before Krampus. Kel pleads for help, explaining Santa has been kidnapped, but Krampus denies having any involvement. He also says he has no idea where Grilla has taken Santa. However, he reveals that Grilla possesses a magical snow globe she plans to use as a weapon to punish the entire world. Krampus orders Kel to be imprisoned, but since Jack is human, he is released. Thinking quickly, Jack proposes a slap fight between Kel and Krampus. If Kel wins, they both go free. However, without his magical gadget, Kel is much weaker, and his slaps have no effect on Krampus, a demigod. In contrast, one slap from Krampus leaves Kel staggering. Jack manages to steal back the gadget, returning it to Kel, who regains his strength. Together, they cause chaos in Krampus's lair and escape. However, during their escape, Jack accidentally mentions Grilla's name again, which alerts her to their location. Meanwhile, Grilla's children inform her that their weapon is ready for testing. On their way, Kel and Jack come across a piano with a gift box labeled with Jack's name. Inside, they find a snow globe. At that moment, Jack receives a call from his son, Dallin, who excitedly shows Jack a similar gift he just received. Before Jack can respond, the snow globe emits a blue light, and Dallin gets trapped inside. Seeing his son trapped inside the snow globe, Jack grabs the globe in desperation to save him. This action causes Jack to vanish and appear at Grilla's lair, where both he and Dallin are now imprisoned in the snow globe. Grilla reveals her plan. She is using Santa's powers, combined with her magic, to create enchanted snow globes. These globes will trap anyone who touches them. Her ultimate goal is to distribute these as Christmas gifts worldwide, ensuring that every person who picks one up becomes part of her collection. Kel quickly calls Joy and explains the situation. Using Jack's tracker, they locate his signal, which is coming from within a dome at the North Pole. This confirms that Grilla has imprisoned Santa within his own compound. Joy, choosing not to trust anyone else, begins tracking Jack with the help of the tracker. Meanwhile, Jack and Dallin reflect on their past mistakes, realizing how their actions led to their separation. As they acknowledge their faults, their inner negativity disappears, and they manage to break free from the snow globe. Kel and Joy arrive just in time to find them. Jack tells them that Grilla was talking about a journey, and they realize her plan to distribute the cursed gifts. Soon, they reunite with the rest of their team, who had also been imprisoned by Grilla. Together, they face off against Grilla and her army, working to stop her from carrying out her plan. The group discovers that Santa has been imprisoned in his own reindeer sleigh. Kel and Jack team up to destroy the sleigh, freeing the reindeer and rendering Grilla powerless. Santa, however, remains unconscious. Enraged, Grilla reveals her true form. Just then, Santa's brother, Krampus, arrives to help Kel, deciding to set aside their differences for the sake of his brother. Despite their combined efforts, Grilla proves too powerful. Finally, Santa regains consciousness. With the help of his reindeer, he launches an attack on Grilla, throwing her into one of her enchanted snow globes. She becomes trapped, just like her victims. Krampus wishes Santa a heartfelt and Merry Christmas before departing. Santa returns to his duties, delivering gifts around the world. Kel sees a glimpse of the younger, more innocent Jack in him, which makes him feel proud. Overwhelmed with positivity, Kel decides to postpone his retirement for now. Jack humorously asks, "Did we just save Christmas?" The film ends on a heartwarming note, leaving viewers with a feel-good vibe. If you enjoyed this new movie and like the explanation, don't forget to like the video. Share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.